What's going on, Fit Fam? Here we are for another episode of Healthy Eating. We're doing chicken and hibachi today. Something that's very inexpensive to cook and very quick. And all you got to do is just follow the instruction that you see. I won't talk too much. I'll let you just look and view as I make this this dinner. All right. What you're going to see that I'm cooking in bulk to last at least for 2, maybe 3 days. So I'm going to cut up a lot of chicken. I won't be cooking it all at one time. I'm going to be seasoning it with some olive oil and letting it marinate overnight. So if I need to get up and cook quickly, I can just take it out of the container and just put it on the saute pan and just saute it for about 15 minutes. Alright, so there you see I'm just doing 1 capful of olive oil, so that's less than a tablespoon. Okay. Olive oil is high in fat, but it's natural fat, so we are getting our fats from our olive oil. Chicken really has no fat at all, so we do need a little fat, but not too much. Just going to take that from the olive oil. Alright, if you see there, I'm turning over the cutting board, putting it on a napkin, because when I get ready to cut my zucchini and squash, you don't want any cross contamination, so you're going to make sure that the vegetables do not touch the chicken, because the vegetables are not going to cook long enough to get rid of all the bacteria and diseases. So there's my zucchini there. That was just 1 full zucchini cut in half and then split down. And then we're going to go cut and do my squash the exact same way. I'm just going to mix them together. Okay. After that's done, all I'm going to do is pretty much just put a light coat of seasoning on them. Just a little sprinkle on my vegetables. I'm going to put some olive oil on it too, and if you notice, I'm not using a lot of pure olive oil. I'm using the spray olive oil. Therefore, that has no calories, no fats. That's just so it can get a little bit of moisture on it and doesn't stick to the pan. That was the garlic powder and the onion powder there, and just a little bit of all-purpose seasoning on my chicken. And that's pretty much all it is as far as seasoning. There's the brown rice that I'm going to have to go with it. And when we do this, we're not going to eat a lot of carbs with our dinner. We eat a lot of carbs earlier in the day, so you want to burn carbs as far as your energy source throughout the day. But before bed for dinner, you want to make sure you don't consume or eat too many carbs. You don't want to go to bed with carbs on your stomach, because they just turn into unused energy, which will in turn into fat in the long run. Alright, so I just put the zucchini and squash in the pan with the olive oil. Alright, and I'm going to get, just as you see, I'm always using a capful, alright, of soy sauce. Okay, and what I want to do is, because I didn't use much soy sauce and I want to get a steam, I'm just going to get a couple ice cubes. So take 2 ice cubes and put the top on, which is going to help steam the vegetables. Alright, and there's your chicken there. Alright, so I want to just mix it up just slightly. Just separate it so it cooks all the way through. And put the top back on and let it continue to cook, so it's sauteing and kind of steam at the same time. Alright, so I'm just checking my rice, just making sure it's cooking evenly in the hot water. And I boiled the hot water a little bit first. Okay, so while it's cooking, I'm just going to use my time wisely and go ahead and start chopping up and dicing up the rest of the chicken that I'm going to use for my next meals. So those I'm cutting into strips. Some I dice into cubes, some I do strips, whichever you prefer. That looks good. All right, so I put a little bit of olive oil in that as well, and I just flipped it, and as you see, just put it in my container, and I'm going to store it in the fridge for later. All right, so I'm going to check, see how we're doing. It looks ready to me. Straight on the plate. All right, so that's one full chicken breast. So it's about 8 ounces of chicken there. All right, that's about a cup and a half of vegetables, zucchini and squash. And I always measure out my carbs. I use the measuring cup. I'm pretty sufficient as far as eyeing out the protein and the vegetables, and I need a lot of that, so I don't really worry about measuring unless I'm in contest prep. But right now I'm just doing half the carbs, and I have a full course meal. All right, perfect macronutrients. All right, so there you go. Y'all enjoyed that. Hopefully it's beneficial for you, and I'll talk to you soon.